Welcome back to another video. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. Delighted to bring on David all the way from Colombia, Tottenham Hotspur fan. And of course, we're here to talk about the game today. West Ham United 2, Spurs 1. David, what did you make of today's game?
Well, Chris, hi. Thank you for having me. Not happy with that performance, with that match, I woke up at 3 a.m. today with the time difference to watch the Australian Open final. Then the kickoff was at 7. And I mean, it's not easy to watch that type of performance, when putting in the effort to follow. I think it was just terrible.
David, how did Tottenham turn this around? Because that is now 5 defeats in 6 Premier League games. This form cannot continue. As you know, Tottenham Hotspur fans are very, very frustrated right now.
I know you're probably going to ask me, as you ask all the fans, about Mourinho, but we have to talk about him, I'm a bit upset at fans because I've seen a lot of fans, I follow Ben and Sim from We're Tottenham TV. I think they do a great job covering it. I don't like how they keep talking about individual mistakes and players and defenders. I think you have to talk about Mourinho because he's the guy who's in charge of the team. And when you actually analyze it, football is about mistakes, Even in the best teams, you have mistakes from defenders, from attackers, from the best players in the world. If you didn't have mistakes, then you wouldn't have goals at all in football. But I think we have to ask objectively as fans if the team is playing well, like team play is good. If we put on a good performance, regardless of the details, conceding goals or taking opportunities. And the truth is we don't play well as a team. I don't even know what we play, if it's supposed to be counter-attack. I think we're terrible when we have the ball. We cannot fight for possession. We cannot create space. I think all we do is sit back and hope for the best. And, we can be scoring out of 4 chances every game. Or even if when we go against lower opposition and we create a lot of chances, we're not creating good chances, so we're still not going to be scoring. So, for example, last week with the Man City game, we were completely dominated, completely run over by Manchester City. But we had 4 chances, I think, 4 or 5 chances in that game. And after the game, we were upset because we lost and we played bad. But on the first leg, when we beat them 2-0, we had 4 chances and we scored 2 out of those 4 chances, with Sonny in great form and Kane. And the difference is the result. I think as fans we have to be critical and look at how the team is playing, because in that first leg when we won, we were lucky and we were saying, oh yeah, Mourinho, tactical masterclass, Sonny and Kane are brilliant. But then it's virtually the same game, like 20% possession, 30% possession, and they beat us 3-0, and now we're saying that the players are terrible, defenders, individual mistakes. That's what I make of it, to be honest.
Dave, what did you make of today's game, though? Because, of course, it took Spurs quite a time to get into this game today. The 43rd minute was the first shot on target by Eric Lamela. In stoppage time of the first half, Harry Kane forced a save from Fabianski. We went in 1-0 down. And then, of course, two minutes after the break, Lingard scored for West Ham second. And then after that, Tottenham did have a fair few chances, but we just weren't clinical enough. Okay,
I disagree with the part of being clinical enough. I mean, I think, we did fail some chances. Bale, amazing strike on the crossbar. Luke has a couple chances as well, Sonny. What that second half for me showed is that we have a great squad, in a game that in the second half was had a lot of spaces, players were tired. It was an open match. When we have spaces, you give space and time to the kind of players that we have in Sonny, in Kane, in Bale. It shows that we have great players. It's like you can just see the danger in front of goal right away because we have a quality squad. I do believe that. In terms of today's game, everyone's talking about the defense. Davinson and Dyer and the center back problem. You look at the first goal where Reguilon, he slipped against the man. He falls down. Then Davidson's covering him. Dyer and Tanganga are late on rotation, but the holding midfielders are not going into the area to cover the cross. So you're pointing out the center backs when defending is a team effort. And that comes back to Mourinho again. So that's why I talk about Mourinho. on the second goal with Lingardinho, you know, this ridiculous. We lose the ball, Doherty, because we don't know how to play out of the back. So we lose the ball on our own half, you know, dangerous situations for the other team. But yet we're talking about individual mistakes from our center backs, you know. So I think it's got more to do with the way we play as a team tactically than individual performance. Because you can put any center back, Sergio Ramos, Van Dijk, Piqué in this team, but the team that gives out so many opportunities has no possession. I mean, defenders are just exposed.
David, there's a question on screen for you. Do you think the way that we played, did we deserve to lose?
I mean, I like the team in terms of effort. I like the chances that we created, but I mean, honestly, I'm happy that we lost, if that means that Mourinho is going out. But I know that it's also a problem in terms of, do we have the money to sack him? I think absolutely we didn't deserve to lose with the kind of performance that the team put up today. You know, I was happy with the lads today in terms of the effort and all that stuff. But I again, as a team, I wasn't expecting to win because I think I know actually for a fact that we're not there. You know, in terms of creating chances, in terms of being solid, we don't have that as a squad.
So you're actually glad we lost then, David, because you want to see Jose Mourinho out.
It's like the mixed feeling situation, you know. I don't want people coming at me now, but it's like where every day, you know, every weekend, every match day comes up, and you're like, I hope we win, but at the same time, you're like, I know it's going to be the same of what we've seen lately. You know, if we win, it's probably going to be because of some magic from Sonny or Kane. At some point, you start thinking about like mid-term, long-term, and what's best for the team, you know. And I know I've seen a lot of other fans talking about Mourinho. It's kind of split now between Mourinho and the players, but it goes on. You know, it's not just this game.
Do you see the board making a change? Do you want to see them making a change?
Well, you were just talking about Nagelsmann and other options. You see me wearing the Barca shirt today. I think I know for a fact that one of the candidates for president for Barca is actually looking to appoint Nagelsmann if he wins. I would definitely love to see Nagelsmann coming in, for example. But I don't see them making a change, to be honest, because of the money. And I do think Jose, I mean, he should probably finish this season. But I think one season plus the time that he had from when Poch got sacked is more than enough. You know, he had time when Poch got sacked. We cut him some slack because he didn't have the preseason, but then he had the preseason. He had some players coming in. Reguilon, Rodon. I mean, Reguilon is a fantastic player. I think all in all, we had a good summer in terms of signings, and yet he's really just not achieving. You know, I think he's really underachieving with the squad that we have.
What do you think Tottenham will achieve under Jose Mourinho this season? And David, do you think that Jose Mourinho will be given time then until the end of the season? Because, of course, we're in that Carabao Cup final on the 25th of April. I think Jose Mourinho himself is pinning all of his hopes this season on Tottenham reaching the Europa League final and perhaps winning that competition.
I think that's a real coin toss, Chris, because like you said, we're like 2 months away from the final, and we don't know if our league form will improve, you know. And yes, I mean, I think most of us agree that we play terrible under Mourinho, and we want him out. But at the same time, he's got a ridiculous release clause, and we can't really afford it. That's kind of what's keeping him in right now, I think. But if this continues for say 5 more matches, like, you have to sack him, you know, whatever it costs. Like I think being the board, you cannot allow this sort of form to continue if it goes on. And even if our form in the league improves, Europa League, we do well. I mean, against that sort of opposition, I don't know who comes up next round. But even if it improves, do you really see yourself beating Man City in that final, or making it all the way to the Europa League finals and winning it? Like, I think that's a real question.
Do you know what, though, David? It's a very, very funny season. You just don't know what's going to happen. And, of course, any manager you know, if you could choose any manager to manage your club in a cup final, Jose Mourinho surely is the one. You know, anything can happen in a 90-minute match, you know, on the day. So you never ever know. And I'm certainly hoping and praying that Tottenham Hotspur lift that cup on the 25th of April. And you know, I personally don't understand your point of view and saying, you know, I'm glad that Tottenham lost today because, you know, about Jose. You know, I want my club to win. You know,
I think
regardless of who's managing us, and surely as Tottenham fans, we have to get behind the manager.
No.
I'm at this stage, and you probably heard this on other videos. At this stage, I'm not Jose in or Jose out. I just want my football club to do well and to win matches. But I'm very worried at the moment as a Spurs fan what direction we're going in, because it just seems that we're drifting.
Yeah. Sorry, Chris. I must admit, that probably got a bit lost in translation. You know, I'm very happy to feature for the first time, talking to the fans, talking to you. But it's not like I'm happy or glad that we lost. You know, it's more like I said, like the mixed feelings and relief. You know, so on one hand, yeah, of course, we always want to win. We always want to see our club win, and we do have to back the manager. You know, of course, when Mourinho came in, I was fuming because I love Poch and I hated Mourinho, but I had to get behind him. You know, and I do back him and I support him, and I want us to win every day. Like today, I was pushing the team on. I was wishing for that Bale's strike to go in, you know, but at the same time, it's like I said, it's like the mixed feelings, because you know that if we win, it's just going to be like justifying poor performances, and like you were talking about being critical talking with Alex, and I think it's important to be critical when we lose, but also when we win. Because when things are going well and you get trophies and results, sometimes it can hide what's really going on, you know. And you look at the big teams right now in Europe, you look at Man City or Bayern, and it's not like they're playing well because it's beautiful to watch and it's a nice style. I can assure you, if Guardiola and those guys didn't think that playing that way is the best way to win time and time again, they wouldn't do it. You know, they just don't do it for the sake of looking good. They do it because it's the best way to be competitive, and it shows in the record. I think that's what we more or less what we were under Poch, you know, just didn't get the trophies.
David, do you see Tottenham turning this round, you know, in the near future? Because we've got Burnley at home next week at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and you know, no disrespect to Burnley at all, but we're now talking about that Burnley game being yet another must-win game. You know, we keep saying it's a must-win game, but we keep going into games now, week after week after week, saying it's a must-win game.
Yeah.
You know, do you see us turning this around very, you know, in the near future?
I think for sure we beat Burnley at home. I mean, we have to. We're just way better. We should win. We should win comfortably with the way we're playing. I think we at least win by 1 or 2 goals. But I mean, I'm pretty confident we'll win that game, especially in the situation. You know, I think Jose's gonna, you know, motivate the players, and the players as well. They're gonna show pride, and they should win that game, especially at home. But in terms of turning it around, you know, improving form, and then looking at trophies at the end of the season, like you said, it's a crazy season. I really don't know what to expect. Like in my heart, I really want to win trophies and to pretend everything is going to be okay. But in reality, that's not what I see with the performances that we put every week, every weekend. You know.
Yeah. David, give me a score prediction for the Burnley game next week.
We're playing at home. I think, like I said, I think it could be either like 4-0, 4-1, something like that, or really tight. Okay, Sonny. I think, you know what? I think Sonny and Kane are gonna go back on form in Premier League, and I want to say 4-0. I think it's. I know it's contradictory with what I've said about our current form, but it's what teams who that are struggling do sometimes. You know, it goes up and down. With the quality that we have up front against weaker opposition, I think 4-0. You know what? I'm gonna take the chance.
David, I know you watched the previous video that I just did with Alex. I'm going to ask you the same question to close the video. Jose Mourinho, what comes first, a trophy or sacking?
I don't want to be negative. Like I want to make this very clear. But I think sacking, because as much as I want to win trophies, I don't think we're going to win trophies under him playing this way. I know he's got like a great record, and that he's supposed to be a serial winner, proven winner. But for me, that doesn't guarantee anything. You know, for me, the guarantees is in the work you put in and how the team plays. And right now, based on that, I don't see us winning any trophies under him.
Well, I hope you're wrong, David. I tell you, we really do need a trophy. We really do need to be picked up and need some positivity right now, and need to get back to winning ways and fast. David, thank you very much for coming on the channel, and hopefully you can come back on when Tottenham are back to winning ways. Until then, come on, you Spurs.
Thank you, Chris, for having me. Yeah, before I leave, I want to say I hope I'm wrong too. You know, it's that situations where you hope you're wrong, but you're kind of like trying to be rational. And yeah, hopefully things get better and come on, you Spurs.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.